What's up, everybody? It's your Queen Kilo back with another episode of Unruly Plug. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We had to stretch out some technical difficulties and get things situated, but now we are back and ready for season 4. You know what I'm saying? So, this season we're going to switch up a few things, y'all. If y'all know me by now, then you know I love to rebrand and rebrand and rebrand as new ideas come in and new lessons are learned. And like I said, I'm in school, so I'm learning new things every time. So we're going to do some updating and upgrading. But I did an interview with this guest that we have today. And a part of the technical difficulties that I was speaking about was I was unable to get the full audio from that episode. I only got like the first 30 minutes and then it went blank. We're not having that today. We got him coming back today, and we're going to do this again. It's much anticipated, very longly waited. I'm making up phrases, but you know what it is. It's our boy, Mr. Consistency himself, Carlito Black.
Unruly, unruly, unruly,
I had a
unruly,
brain fart.
unruly, 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 unruly,
Don't
unruly, unruly,
listen. I'm new to
unruly,
this, but I'm still true to this. You know. There we go. Hey. Okay, hang time. Let that shit hang out. What's up? How you been?
Great. Staying busy.
Gotta stay busy. It's been a minute. Like I think we recorded that episode in like, what is it, September, August? Probably August. But let's start off with who is Carlito Black?
Carlito Black, the one of the greatest lyricists to do it. Mental health
Okay.
father, one of your favorite Afro Latinos. A lot. The list goes on.
It's hard when people ask you a question like that because it's like, dang, what do I want to choose to like define me today? Well, for me anyway. But especially when you're so good at a lot of things. And you did mention the mental health thing, so we talked about it on the last episode, but we didn't obviously get to air it. So I'm thinking that maybe we'll start there. Because the first song that was sent, the first song that I remember being sent was called Get Up.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a huge deal in mental health. And I just want you to expand a little bit more on like what the thought process was about that. Is that some of your real feelings, or was that just like words that you're good at writing, or like just explain to us like where it came from?
Um, I can pretty much say from my cousin becoming my manager, he kind of more so pushed me to become more vocal as far as like my mental and everything such as that. Because I really like I address things here and there, but I ain't really get too deep into it just for the simple fact I wasn't that vulnerable and comfortable getting into
Mm-hmm.
like as far as like the sensitive sides dealing with me, and he kind of like just like push that issue. So from the time he became my manager, a lot of people start seeing like a shift in my music as far as like the messages and everything like that. So Get Up is off the Eternal Conflict EP. Get Up was literally like I tell people that ask about it, that was a victory song for me. Like it's a victory song, but it's like something somebody can say bittersweet because it's actually real experience. It's my real
Mm-hmm.
experience. Like I've really come from a lot of traumatic experiences and everything like that, and it just happened to be a time in my life where after being strong so long, I felt that I felt like I was all by myself because mainly when I go through things, I used to like just shut off. I shut off and I
Mm-hmm.
block it out. And like even grown, the older I got, I realized how much of a cancer that is. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
change that around because the more I bottle things up, the more I was more easy to explode, and be triggered easy. And with Get Up just was like one of them songs that, like, down from the beat to the lyrics. Soon as I heard the beat, I already knew what I was going to talk about. And with certain beats I make music to, it's always a connection, no matter the beat. And for that one, I knew exactly the direction and the concept I was going for. Because years back, I did attempt suicide, and I did go through a point in life where the whole slit in the wrist thing was happening and everything like that. But like I said, that all came from just bottling everything in and being trying to be strong. Because in my eyes, I wasn't thinking about my mental. I wasn't thinking about my peace. I wasn't even thinking about myself or caring about myself. I more so was doing that to protect people around me. But I felt like I had to be strong not only for myself but for them. So everything just started like falling on me. Everything started falling. Went from being a weight on my shoulders to everything just like falling. I felt overpowered, and it's like when I looked around and looked for help, that help wasn't present. So as much as I tried to fight it, that was like a point where I felt broken. I felt broken. I
Yeah.
felt beat down, and literally, like when you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person you are because you didn't so much of yourself to everybody else and
Yep.
away from you, and you see people be ungrateful, you see people unappreciative, you get backstabbed and everything like that. It took a toll. So we Get Up, like I said, it's a victory song because it was great to like I always talk about mental health in a lot of my records, but with Get Up was more of a vocal song where I literally took people there as far as like to understand like this ain't just me rapping about mental health. This ain't just me rapping for a concept. Like when I tell people I put my life into my music, I really put my life into my music. And like even it's a part in the song where like it's very like aggressive when I said something. People say it's love, but I feel hate. Why you gotta lie to me? And it's like that kind of
Mm-hmm.
that kind of really was something that it was never a confusing thing. It was never something I didn't understand, but it's always something I question. Like if I'm willing to show love, if I'm willing to show I care, why would you take it upon yourself to take advantage of me when you could just leave me alone? It won't be no ill intent. It won't be no malice. It won't be no hate in my heart. But I would more so respect you for saying I don't have no good intentions for this person, so I'm gonna just step back. But instead, I dealt with a lot of people that just that's took advantage. Like whether it be the streets or whether it be family or whatever like that, a lot of people took advantage. And like I told people, no matter what I was in the streets and everything like that, when it came to my heart and everything like that, I was a teddy bear. But for the people I love and I cared about, I
Mm-hmm.
become a grizzly instantly. And even listen
Yeah.
to Get Up after I recorded it, I ain't gonna lie, it was an emotional moment because it was an emotional moment, but at the same time, it was something to smile about because it was like I really overcame that, and I came back stronger than ever because I'm like I didn't been faced with death, I done been faced with trauma, I done been faced with pain like majority of my life, so being able to actually reflect on it and say I'm still standing, that's truly what Get Up is about because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people count themselves out because they so used to everybody else doing it. But sometimes you gotta take yourself out of that equation. What everybody else think about you, and you gotta learn to literally cheer yourself on. And that's what I did. I started loving myself. I started caring for myself, and I picked my head up and I started to realize again who I am and what I'm capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got up, it wasn't no stopping me.
That's a wonderful feeling for real. Like truly because it's so hard and there's so many people who can resonate with what you're saying and everything you're talking about. So it's like maybe some people have reached that point where they've been able to get up and some people are still trying to get up, but that song is like motivational. I'm telling you, I play it because I be around this bit depressed. But still
Nah,
that's something that you gotta like keep in mind. And you mentioned the suicidal thoughts. and I can't let it like go past the conversation because it's Suicidal Awareness Month. And right after our interview, I'm going to record a solo episode talking about it. And I was going to play Get Up, but since I'm doing this with you, I'm going to play Get Up on here. And I'm sure I can get, another song or something, or maybe I'll just play it anyway. Like, I don't know. But, and you kind of answered the question in your comments, but as far as getting up and dealing with those type of thoughts and dealing with those type of feelings, what has been the biggest reason? And then after that reason, what has helped, what has been the best outlet as far as getting out of that mode and getting back on your feet, being strong, or feeling like you can be your best you?
You said what's the moment that led to that?
Yeah, and what is it? Like what's that outlet? Like writing, or like rapping or talking or things like that. So I remember we talked about you wrote poetry and stuff like that, but I want to know, is that an outlet? Is that something that helps you get out of that mode?
Poetry, listening to music, writing music, just that was always my outlet to go to a different place, a different world, and just like for that moment, escape from everything I was going through. Cause I like me, I was someone that used to say, okay, suicide is not an option for me. People that do it like attempt to either do it, they weak and everything like that. And it was like a foot in my mouth because it really sat me down and made me understand like that is real. And then I had to look back on my life and really understand like I was always a person that stayed to myself. I was a loner. Yeah, I could mingle and socialize, but I was a loner. I could 1 minute be talking and then I'll just like don't want to be around people, don't want to be bothered, and I'll just disappear and I'll just
Felt
like
that.
go for a walk and just want to stay to myself. But the moment that led to that, it just like everything just hit me all at once. And it was like past trauma, present trauma, all everything hit at once, and it was such an overwhelming feeling that I never felt before. Because it was like I usually can fight through anything. I'm from the streets. I didn't lost my pops when I was young. I was like I didn't been through the wire already, but people, I don't think people understand the true capacity of how powerful trauma is when it's
Hmm.
something that happens repeatedly. I've been going through trauma since a newborn. So from then to just like having to repeatedly be strong and all that stuff like that, it becomes draining. It becomes very exhausting because you think you're used to it, but mentally and physically, your body and mind is literally going through it. Like you really putting your body and mind through it because you trying to.
Hmm.
They both at conflict. Your mind is like pretty
Yeah.
much like what the hell is going on, and your body is just giving up on you. And I literally was by myself. I sat there and I just kept hearing voices like you ain't good enough and nobody wants you around and all that stuff like that. And it kind of like them thoughts came from a place of like it was some of the closest people to me. Cause like I tell people, I never care about what a stranger got to say. Like a stranger
Yeah.
gonna say what a stranger got to say, cause I don't care, cause you don't know
Because
me. But
they
when it
don't
came
know you.
for such as family and stuff like people I was close to, and it was a lot of backstabbing and betrayal stuff going on. And me, I could defend myself easily, but don't like conflict at all. I don't like conflict at all. I'd rather try to resolve anything I can peacefully. So I'm not this person that's gonna go back and forth with somebody on the internet or go back and forth. Like if you get me out of character to make me want to yell and all that stuff like that, then that means you really hit a nerve. But it's been years since I've been in that place. But at that moment, I felt like the fight wasn't there no more. It was like who's here for you? Who gonna care? Who gonna do what? Like honestly, who has your best intentions at hand?
Mhm.
And I couldn't think of nobody at that moment. I just was in that dark place. I was by myself and I literally tried to do everything to get my mind off it and nothing helped. So when everything happened, I took the pills and at that moment, it was just like, okay, I'm ready. Like I'm tired. Like, and I kept telling myself, I kept repeating to myself, I'm tired. As tears is falling down my eyes, I'm repeating, I'm tired. I'm tired. I can't do this no more. So
Tired of like life, living, or just
I was just tired of everything. I was just tired of this like fake fraud. I was tired of trauma. I was tired of pain. I was tired of being there for everybody else and just turning to the side and like, damn, I ain't really got nobody like they got me.
yeah.
And it was just something. It was hurt, but at this like it was hurt. It was betrayal. It was a lot of mixed emotions, but all around it was just anger. And then I looked at myself, and then I took on the guilt. Like, you did this because you allowed it when you know better. I'm like, because my thing when it's people I'm close to, when I really got love for and I cared for them. When I was in the streets, couldn't nobody play with me in the streets, plain and simple. Because and I wasn't no troublemaker. I didn't start none of the nonsense and nothing like that. But I made it loud and clear that I'm not with the nonsense. So if you coming with that, stay away from me. But my greatest issues came from people that were super close to me. So when they was doing me wrong, I'm like, damn. Like that's what
Not you.
like, damn,
Dang.
like me. I'm like, out of all people, me. Like I said, anybody, if you don't rock with me like that, if you ain't got love for me like that, cool. Distance yourself from me. It's not gonna be no malice. It's not gonna be no hard feelings. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be, and you can keep it moving, and I'll keep it moving. But I seen how easily it was for people to take advantage of me at my vulnerable states. They like literally they didn't care, and it was always the same thing. He's no matter what I went through, like me. I'm good at reading people. I can see when something ain't right. I can feel when something ain't right. With me,
Hmm.
everybody excuse was he's strong. He'll be all right in it. And it's like I'm literally
I hate
falling apart.
that.
I'm literally falling apart in front of people's eyes, but of course they wouldn't know because they didn't take the time to seriously pay attention to me. So like all that energy and all that stuff, like who they knowing it's not that guy no more. I became like I said, I became a ticking time bomb to the point before the suicide thing, I was like a ticking time bomb, like to the point I didn't. If I tell you leave me alone, just please leave me alone. Because if you not leaving, you badgering me, bothering me, then you gonna make me mad. Then I'm gonna yell at you and like, and wherever it goes, it's gonna go. And even then, I didn't like myself being at that point in my life. So when the suicide attempt transpired and everything like that, and I woke up in the hospital with the IVs and everything like that. I ain't gonna lie, that was like one of the darkest, weakest moments in my life, and I just didn't even want to be bothered. I felt so disappointed in myself. I felt embarrassment, and I'm thinking to myself like, this is like you out of all people, bro. You strong. This ain't supposed to be you. But as I'm laying on that hospital bed, the tears is like flowing. I'm keep covering my faces. I don't even feel comfortable with the nurses and everything looking at me and the doctors because I'm like, I really I really almost like, what if I didn't come back from?
Yeah, like what would have happened if you would have completed that action and actually went through with this? Did you feel ashamed? Is that why you didn't want to be like see
I,
what was going
I,
on? Or
I felt highly ashamed, and then from the hospital, regular hospital, I got sent to a mental hospital, and I was in there for like almost like a couple of weeks. And when I was in there, for the first few like for the first few days I wasn't saying nothing to nobody like because in them hospitals they do these little group activities and be like and like people that was in there repeatedly was like if you don't talk they not letting you out. So me,
yeah,
I'm still not talking because I'm like I wasn't a vulnerable person. Like my pain, my trauma, my suffering wasn't something I told because I
that
never
you was
wanted,
willing to share.
yeah, I never wanted nobody to feel like okay, he wants pity, he wants people to feel sorry for him. So that the image is just being scrumped. But then like after a situation like that, I just happened to be sitting in the room. They put me in and laying down and looking up at the ceiling, and it just kind of clicked to me. It's like you need to say something, try to get yourself some type of help because. you can't do it no more by yourself. You see the toll it took on you. Gonna end up either it's gonna end up you trying to do it again, or you gonna end up hurting somebody off it. Because
Yeah.
I was stuck in a very difficult place when even when I was in that hospital. Because then after the suicide attempt, like literally, my mentality was when I make it out of this, I ain't allow nobody to hurt me no more, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take it in with anybody that got any plans on hurt me. Because even when I came out the mental hospital, I was still going through things with different people,
Yeah.
and it was so like the thing with me, it was somebody that's like I say, I ain't gonna say the person name, but it was somebody real close to me that
Mm-hmm.
literally took my experience and they told family members and everything like that without even asking me was it okay and all that stuff like that. So when I visit them and people was coming up to me like crying and like you okay and all the stuff like that, and I was just like I wasn't. I almost cried, but I was more so crying because I was pissed off, like trying to understand, like why would you
Like
do?
why?
Like, why would you tell my like this ain't no regular like nothing to gossip about. This ain't no regular
Yeah.
situation.
This
This
is serious.
so everybody coming up to me saying what they saying, and even in that aspect, it made me feel away. So it was like I damn near had to die for anybody to feel it. Like now it matters, and even then, like for that moment, people did what they did, and I stayed my distance from because I'm like, once I came back from that, it was like now everything that I tried to ignore because I try to always have high hopes for people. I stopped doing it. I stopped ignoring my intuition. I stopped saying, okay, I want I accept the people for who they was. Because at the end of the day, like I tell, but I'm not no perfect person. I made my mistakes, but one thing I'll never take satisfaction off of hurting somebody. Because if I hurt somebody, I turn into a baby. I ain't gonna lie, I turn into a baby. I'm like, I apologize and everything. Because that's one thing. If I care about, I don't want to see like, especially if I did
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna try to correct that, but for those people, it was just like family and all. I'm like, y'all
It
sitting
was
here
like,
doing this now, like now I then survived it. This is like we talking about years on top of years of trauma. Like I've been going through trauma. Like I went from trauma from like I said from a newborn all the way to a grown man, and
yeah.
it wasn't trauma. I put it. It wasn't self inflicted. It was literally in a sense I could say it was self inflicted because it was me ignoring what I knew already because I try to have hope in people. I try to believe in people and say, okay, this person can be better. I don't have to stress this and I don't have to stress that because they going to change. Being around me and seeing how I am is going to motivate them. It's going to inspire. But then once, like I said, once I came back from that suicide thing, it wasn't none of that. Like once you show me, like first impression was everything. After that, once you show me what it
Hmm.
is, I'm not going to question nothing else. Once you show me that, that's it. And
Yeah.
so once I came back from then, like I said, I still went through my stuff, but the thing like that really put me in a place where I'm like, all right, you too strong for this, like this, you too strong for this, and
Hmm.
you know that. But I almost ended up catching a charge. I almost ended up catching a charge, and that kind of like really put me in a place where I'm like, you letting all this rage and anger you got in you turn you into a monster because that's literally what you becoming. You becoming a monster because you not think like you not acting off emotional. You ain't acting off emotions, but at the same time, you not being sensible and you not being reasonable. You literally
Yeah.
have
And
a
you already
little.
said you wasn't a confrontational person, so this is outside of your character to be that way.
Cause I ain't used to lash out at people. Usually, I be the one to try to diffuse things, but after that moment, I was lashing out everything, and like and people know me for fighting, so they was like it gets to a point where people say something back, and then I'll say something back. They'll say something. Then I don't even want to choke no more because then I'm looking at it like it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I was
Yeah.
ready to take it there. And besides the almost catching that charge and going through every like I was like I'm a father. I kept almost caught this charge. I'm literally everything I done built myself up from. I'm setting myself back. So
Hmm.
I took my music and I invested every bit of me into my music. Like I tell, I've been rapping since 11. I've been rapping. No, I actually spit my freestyle at first freestyle at 10 years old and been like writing and rapping since then, but I've been writing poetry since way younger than that. But I put everything into the music. My first couple mixtapes and things such as that, they were so aggressive because I'm like, I got to get this off my chest. I got to just get this out of there. It was a lot of curse and all that stuff like that. But once
Yeah.
I got past that, I was able to do the music I needed to do that not only was helpful for people, but it was also helpful for me. So by the time my cousin came around and became my manager, it was just like me and him would talk about things like deep personal things, and he just happened to say one day, he was like, "Man, you need to put that into your music." He was like, "You ain't got to go into deep detail," but he's like, he said, "I see how you are with your music." So he said, like music became my therapy. Music was always my therapy, but once I looked at it like, okay, I'm the artist. I can do this music thing and I can change my life around. I can paint a different picture. I can change the whole narrative of what I'm perceived as, and I can become better than that. So that's what I did. And music, it truly became my therapy because instead of flipping out and losing my temper and letting everything get the best of me, I could actually just sit there and write and get in my
Hmm.
zone and all that stuff. Cause like even when people see me in the studio, they know what it is with me. I get in my zone. Like I hear everything, I see everything, and it's been times people be like some of the dudes that used to be in the studio laugh because I'll have my headphones in writing, but I can hear everything they saying, and then they be
Hmm.
like, "He don't hear you, he writing," and I'll repeat back what they said and just give them a grin and go back to writing. So music really became my therapy. Like I tell people, music gave me a second chance at life because it gave me
Yeah.
something to get my kids to be proud of. It gave me something to be proud of, and it gave me a reason to love myself more and care about myself more. Because like I want people to know I might be the artist, but I listen to my music in the same aspect they listen to my music. So the way they feel what I'm saying, I feel what I'm saying. Sometimes I do go and listen back to and be like it's victory because from what I
Yeah.
come from and everything I've been through to be standing at the place I am now, it's a blessing. Like I tell people, I'm
Absolutely.
a warrior. I'm not no regular dude. I'm a warrior for real. I've really been through the wire and everything. People be complaining and saying stop. I've been through all that and I'm still standing and I'm doing great. So
That's a blessing. So let me ask you something. You said you listened to your music again, and I had like 15 different questions lined up, but I'm trying to like shuffle through them. But so, like, when you listen to your music, what do you want people to feel? Like, how do you want them to um, feel or think, or maybe even like respond to your music? Because it's so deep and it's like, you know, it's hard for deep rappers these days. Everybody's a little dense. They can't really lock in and zone in on what you're saying. But what do you want them to get? Like from internal conflict, and some of the other projects that you've done in the past
it's
to
just
now. Like,
my and like I always put myself in a with my art. I always said I'm okay. I'm gonna separate myself from the rest of the artists, and I'm gonna put myself in a lane of my own. So the music I create, the projects I create, they all like stories of my life. They like books and movies at the same time. So that's the whole thing I aim for when people listen to my music. I want you to think. I want you to feel something. I want you to hear a line that resonates with you so heavy. You just be like, it almost hits a nerve. And because
yeah,
even with Get Up, I had people hit me up like messaging me personally about Get Up like. This is one of them songs I had to like telling me I had to pause it because like bro you talking to you out here talking to people's souls and that's the thing that gives me the inspiration the motivation to keep doing what I do because I didn't listen back to certain songs that then brought tears to my eyes because when you creating music that's so real you gotta expect that type of action, like, and that's what came with it. Like, I literally didn't listen back to my own songs, and they didn't hit emotional nerves. But at the same time, I'm happy about it because it feels good to actually feel in that
Yeah.
bottle things up and say, okay, I'm gonna just nah, that's weak to cry. Like forget that. I ain't gotta cry in front of everybody, but I have my moments when and it ain't and at the like now it ain't even like no sad stuff. It just be like happy tears and just being joyful where I'm at in my life. I love to hear the feedback from the people about different records and different songs and I love seeing lines for my songs and people captions and all that stuff like that because it's a lot like a lot of these artists they music is so dense and lacks so much substance because they not thinking about the art they not thinking about the people that's listening to they more so locked in on the money and the fame and they make that the main objective like at the end of the day my goal is to be one of the greatest artists to do and not only that to be amongst the greats that did it and to be one of the most impactful. I don't care about the money and fame. I work hard. I take care of my responsibilities regardless. And I know with the artist I am, those is blessings that's gonna come to me regardless. But
Hmm.
my impact, who I am as an artist, long as people like I don't the be put to not be an artist that's signed to a major label and to hear people give me my flowers and to be put in them goats and legend conversations that literally just lets me know my job is being done like I'm doing everything I said I would do because it's not like one or two people, it's people all over the place and said just letting people
Hmm.
know you gotta he is that and it just
Yeah,
gives
that's that
me that push
confirmation.
to keep going. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Like I love what I do. I love what I do. I can't be like other artists. I can't just just make songs not making no sense and stuff like that. I gotta give you them songs that's gonna make you reflect. I gotta give you them songs that's gonna make you think. I gotta give you them songs that's gonna make you cry. I got all
Yeah.
type of songs, all type of vibes for everybody. You got songs that's gonna make you smile, songs that'll make you cry, songs that make you think about life. But that's the whole purpose of it being the art. Like at the end of the day, writing music is my therapy, recording music is my therapy, listening is my therapy, but at the same time I know the music I provide to the people is also therapy for them. To hear
Hmm.
somebody express everything he went through and putting on the table like that, it shows people it's okay to be vulnerable. Just choose wisely who you choose to be vulnerable with. And
Yeah.
that's what like music is the reason I'm a mental health advocate.
Hmm.
Like this is the benefit of
Literally.
my art. I became a mental health advocate off my music. So it just shows how powerful my music is and how much purpose it gives my life. I was meant to be the artist that I am today. So only
Yeah.
thing I can be doing is grinding and striving.
That's crazy. And like you're so consistent with it. And a something that I know from personal experience and then also seeing it in other either artists or something like that is it's so hard to be consistent when you got a lot going on and mentally, especially when you want to perfect your craft or something or just put out good quality stuff. It's hard to be consistent when you got problems here and problems there and all of these things. But I see, like I've already told you, you're the reason I was consistent. You keep sending me songs every single week. So how do you like? What is it that keeps you consistent and keeps you going?
My life. Whether I choose to bring up my past, my future, or my present, my life is a never ending movie. So I'll never run out of things to talk about. And it's like for me, being in the stage that I am and being the artist I am, I got too many people that's demanding it. So it's like I gotta stay on my grind to keep supplying what they demand. And like I feel like this, if I wasn't meant to be at the spot that I am and be this far in my career, the people wouldn't be saying what they saying. So I like don't like I said I love this music thing. I love the art. I love being an artist. So it never was a thing like plenty of people would tell me, "Oh, you got enough music. You can look like." And for them, I'm looking at them crazy because it's like you looking at it from the aspect of like the industry level, and I'm looking at it more so. This is therapy for me because I told somebody a while back. I'm like, people gotta understand something. Respect me as the artist that I am and the man that I am now. Cause if I wasn't writing music like I do now, recording music like I do now, then literally you taking away my therapy, you taking away my outlet. So imagine what I
Hmm.
would be doing. Imagine how I
Okay.
would on to situations.
That's a good way to think about it, like for real. To use it as therapy and to use it as that good of a tool and then still be providing that for other people. It's like fair, very good. So we running out of time and I'm like I probably won't have time to play any music because we already like 40 minutes in and I want to ask more questions, but do you think we should play a song? Like if we just play one song, what song would you want people to hear as an introduction to you after
Um,
everything that you said? And then give us like two facts about that song.
um, All I Had, featuring Grindhouse Trey, produced by Blanco Beats off the Deeper Than Rap album. All I
Okay.
Had, that literally is that song literally talks about everything. It talks about the streets. It talks about me being a father, and it talks about just me just building myself up. Like from the hook down to the verse, it just talks for me building myself up, not only as an artist, but as the man to be who I was supposed to be.
Okay. So what's two facts about that song that either like during the process of creating it or a lyric or something that you want us to know like when we think about this song?
Um, when you listen to that song, and for the people, even if you don't know me, even for the people that connected with me through my music, that's one of those like every song I do is always going. It's always going to have a lot of truth behind it. But for that song specifically, I want people to just listen to the lyrics and the lines and the messages behind it. The lines and everything and the message behind it is very hard hitting. Something that can't be denied. And it just I want people to listen to the song and understand like even if you feel like all you have is you, don't get discouraged, don't give up, don't feel like you're not good enough, don't feel like you're not worthy. Pick your head up, keep pushing, and do what you got to do. Because in this life and time now, there's so many people looking for cheerleaders and people to push them and get them to where they need to go, but they don't even start off with the first cheerleader, which is themselves. You got to be your support system first. And I never been dependent on nobody to push me to be who, but it like I always looked at it would feel good to have somebody just to be proud of it. But then I had to think to myself, like, learn to be proud of yourself. You never took the time to say, yo, I'm proud of you. Or like sometimes you gotta hype yourself up and let yourself
Yeah,
know like, I'm proud, I'm very proud of you. Especially after
absolutely.
everybody need to do that. Like if you going through something, you didn't survived and you didn't change what's going on and you doing better. Learn to tell yourself I'm proud of you. You did it. Just like and that's what you get from that song. Especially on the second verse. The first verse is more so just me going into like what I accomplished, what I'm doing, and just like what I go through on a regular basis. And the second verse on that song is just pretty much like resilience. Like especially like the end of the second verse, I'm letting people know like I finally understand now. I finally made it to a point that self love, self care, and believability in myself is at an all time high. And to be honest, that's dangerous. If you a hater, you call yourself my competition. That's competition. That's dangerous for you because I'm in a place where I feel unstoppable. And the people, I ain't got to say much. The people talk for me. Truly, people talk for me.
Facts. And that's how it's supposed to be when your reputation, when your character speaks for itself, other people start speaking for you. And it is a very dangerous place to be where you put yourself that high on a pedestal because it's like people want to be your enemy for that reason alone because they don't have that.
I
And
deal
it's
with that.
crazy. It's
I deal
like,
all the time. That's the crazy. I deal with that all the time, but I'm so much at a place of peace in my life. I don't even give the energy to that because I know where it's coming from. It's like
hmm
how can you like I can see if I was born to wealth and inheritance and all that stuff. I am a kid from the ghetto, gutter, all that stuff like that. Went through poverty, all that, lost his father, and I really made everything happen out the mud. So if you choose to hate on me and dislike me for me succeeding, like you really got some personal like it. Yeah, because there's a lot
That's
of
a them
dudes.
problem.
I tell, but in a song, I ain't not even to get on subject, but it is a song on an album on Deep in the Rap album called "Rap Is Back," and I let haters know, especially artists, like
It's a
if
warning.
I told him if don't this like no rapper want to be on my hit list because I ain't got to do no diss record. God forbid somebody put me in a place where I feel like they didn't say something. I feel like they didn't diss me good and is worthy enough for me to give them a response. But like I do this effortlessly, and especially if like you get on my list and make me feel like okay, this is what you want to do. I'm gonna show you.
Hmm.
Like, cause I'm at that like, it's not about looking at people like competition. It's more so just I'm at that place of peace. Like I love what I do.
Hmm.
I'm loving myself more. I'm caring for myself more. I'm loving life, and I'm enjoying. I'm just enjoying the fruits of my labor, and I elevate on the daily. I'm getting better every chance I get. So if you want to step in, if you want to step into my range and think you're gonna hate on me and think it's sweet, salute you.
Got another thing coming. So I'm gonna go ahead and play all I had, and then after that we will get into that top five really quick. Let me see what I got going on. Okay, I think this is the right screen. We're gonna see. No, there it is. All right, and it sent me a notification that you need to put your phone on a charger.
Oh shit.
Is the sound playing? I just grind and stay consistent to keep my mind off this grind. Could be going through so much worse. Who am I to complain? Got no time for the stress, so I smoke mine out. Leave my pain in cigar. That don't want nobody doing better than that. I done put my time in it, forget you all I.
You think they care when I'm bothered? No sleep, no complaints. Hand in my hand, I'm solving these problems. My baby got needs, so I gotta work harder. Besides being an artist, my greatest gift is being a father. Came a long way from starving, banging and catching some charges. Heart used to be stone cold. Pain was the reason it hardened. No telling what's in store when people wanna make you a target. I got the drive to go forward, but look at everything, bro. I've been dodging. I got the drive to go forward, but look at everything, bro. I've been dodging. I look to God cause he give me direction. Grateful for Lord of my blessings. But sometimes I really be stressing. Smoking sour, hope it takes off the pressure. Do my best to stay away from depression. Cause for greatness I know that I'm destined. Do my best to stay away from depression. Cause I know for greatness I'm destined. I just grind and stay consistent to keep my mind off this grind. Could be going through so much worse. Who am I to complain? Got no time for the stress, so I smoke mine out. Leave my pain in cigar. That don't want nobody doing better than that. I done put my time in it, forget you all I. Consistent standing on business. And some ain't got no love for me. DMs don't ask for cash. That green check is what they want from me. If I didn't have nothing to my name, who would keep me company? How you said you room for me, but failure is what you want to see. Passion, faith, love to me. Not gonna lie, be bugging me. Demon in my past and my future, great is what I wanna be. Championship, yeah, just know I go hard, cause I won the ring. Championship, yeah, just know I go hard, cause I won the ring. I was outside grinding those houses, tripping every day with a tray. Looking for a payoff, cause I know I really deserve me a better way. Took my first L at 3, after that it was nothing but stranger things. Tried for years, now finally I found an exit out of this maze. I just grind and stay consistent to keep my mind off this grind. Could be going through so much worse. Who am I to complain? Got no time for the stress, so I smoke mine out. Leave my pain in cigar. That don't want nobody doing better than that. I done put my time in it. That was a good one for sure. I'm gonna have to add that to the library. I'm gonna definitely add it to the playlist, but I gotta add to my personal playlist too, because that was a vibe. I like the beat and all that. So wow. And that was a quick glimpse into your life too.
It was
Absolutely.
good. All right. So before we wrap up this episode, I asked you before, but they don't know it because I didn't even get the audio visual. I wrote it on a sticky note, but maybe it changed. Mine's does. Top five, dead or alive. It could be rap, hip hop, rock, all of it, whatever, like whatever it is. But top five, like musicians who have influenced you and you feel like goaded.
Definitely Biggie. That's definite. Jada Kiss, 50. Um, Ozzy. Gotta give
Osborne. Oh,
yeah, Ozzy Osbourne and Eminem. I definitely got more people, but those like people I like listen to on a regular basis. 'Cause I listen to a lot of rock. I listen to a rock be vibey. Like people be sleeping
yeah.
on rocking some real vibey rock songs. Like
There's some good messages in rock songs too, but it's I love all types of music, but I listen to a lot of rock. I listen to a lot of rock and surprisingly some country as well. But I think it doesn't really matter like what type of genre it is as long as the message is getting through to you or like you getting something from it, whatever that is. Like so you said Ozzy Osbourne, Eminem, Jada Kiss, 50 Cent. I missed the
and
fifth
Biggie.
one. Oh, Biggie. Okay, okay, okay. Because you live in Brooklyn.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. So I
I
feel like they
I
teach y'all
grew up
about
on
Biggie in
them.
elementary school.
The people be doing that. People be trying to like be like, "Oh, you from Brooklyn, so you being." It ain't biased. It's just when if because literally the artists I listen to like was all I listen to artists from all over the place, whether it be the Midwest, the West, the down south. I listen to all artists. I'm talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony, Ice Cube, to the Scarfaces, to Outkast, like early Outkast. So it's like I always had like once I hear something and it catches my attention, like I'm like, all right, because I become a fan, because like my ideas, I'm like seeing what you're gonna do next, and like when you look at
Yeah,
me as the artist, I do it all. Like it's literally nothing I can't do. I didn't switch the flow up, did all types. So now it's like
yeah.
I told
So
people when
you
I'm in
would
my prime, I'm gonna be a problem.
would you do a rock song?
Absolutely, it's on the way.
Okay. All right, I ain't gonna say nothing else because I already know how you operate. It's gonna
My
be in the
my, man,
email.
my manager actually shout out to family Spice the Great. She her and my manager talked and they told me they was gonna cook up something for me, and then he told me what it was, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, cause I already know how to turn my voice into that, but I feel like just with the way I rap my voice, the projection and everything like that, I'm like, yeah, that definitely will blow everybody out the water. And
Yeah.
I like experimenting with my music anyway, so that's a great way to do it.
Okay. So we can look forward to that. Not no pressure. No pressure now. We already know you're gonna deliver whatever you got. But you know, it's good to know that you are in different areas, different lanes and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, it's always something to look forward to when it comes to your music. I'm truly thankful for your craft. Thank you for sharing your story, your art with us. Thank you for just being consistent with this music. Like I said, every time you send me something, I'm like, okay, I gotta I gotta set up my stuff. I gotta do an
Definitely a
episode.
lot,
I got music in the inbox.
definitely a
it's
lot more on the way. Ready for
it's a
love.
good motivation.
That music video about to drop soon. I'm just trying to pick the date cause I ain't even drop a snippet yet. A lot of people waiting on the snippet. I got the video and the snippet, but I'm like, I'm gonna drop the snippet soon, just to show
Okay,
people
okay,
what's
okay.
going on. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on the way. I'm working on a mixtape, and I'm gonna drop a mixtape and an EP before the year's over. I already started
Okay.
the mixtape, the EP. Already got the production for that, and I write the way I write, so it ain't gonna be difficult at all. And I'm trying to get to 10 music videos for the year before the year's over, and I'm almost there. I think I'm up to 7 right now, so I got to shoot 3 more, and
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have
I
8
saw a
this weekend.
snippet. I saw one of your reels. I saw recently a video that's dropping or had just dropped. What song was this for?
I'm
I couldn't
laying
remember.
here.
Okay, I was like I couldn't remember, but I saw the reel like while I was on my way doing something, and I was like, oh snap, music video, new music video coming out. When when did that one come out?
that one just came out, I think Monday. Or
Okay, so I'm a little bit behind, but I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna watch the video today as soon as we get off this call. Again, I just want to thank you so much for your time and talking to me. It's always a good time. We'll probably have you on the show as many times as you like.
I
But
thought,
thank you so much for everything.
nah, I appreciate the opportunity. Like you be really locked in and tuned in, and not only my team, but I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody that sincerely support my music and support me as an artist. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful for it.
Always, always. Well, thank you again. Have a good one.
You too.